Hey y'all, welcome back to Nini's Texas Kitchen. Today we're going to make lemon chiffon cake with lemon filling. So the ingredients that you're going to need for the cake part are 2 1/4 cup of cake flour sifted, 1 1/2 cups of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1/2 cup of oil, 7 egg yolks, and 7 egg whites separated. You're going to need 3 teaspoons of lemon zest, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar for the cake. For the filling, you're going to need 1 1/2 cups of sugar, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, 3 tablespoons of flour, 3 separated eggs, of which you're only going to use the yolks, 1/3 cup of lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of lemon zest or lemon extract, a dash of salt, and 1 1/2 cups of water. So first we're going to make the cake. We need to preheat our oven to 325 degrees. Then in here I have my 2 1/4 cups of sifted cake flour, and I'm going to add in my 1 1/2 cups of sugar, my 1 tablespoon of baking powder, my 1/2 cup of oil, so my egg yolks, my teaspoon of vanilla, and my lemon zest, like so. Now I'm going to mix all this together first with my beaters, and I'm going to add in my water, which is 1/2 cup of water. No, 3/4 cup of water for this part too. So you want to beat this all together really well until everything is combined, and it'll be kind of a little bit thin but not runny. Alright, that is mixed well. So the next part is we want to do our egg whites, and so we have to beat them until they're stiff peaks. And we will add our 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar to this once they start to form peaks. So if you have a stand mixer, you want to put it on pretty high speed, high or next to high, and let it beat until they start forming peaks, and then you can add in your cream of tartar. If you don't have one, you can just make sure that you clean your beaters for your mixer really well, your hand mixer. You want them to be completely clean and dry before you beat your egg whites with your hand mixer beater. I'm doing it separate so I don't have to wash those in the middle of making my cake video. Plus, using a stand mixer is just easier so I don't have to sit here and beat it for so long by hand. So it's already starting to get a bunch of air in it, which is really what happens whenever you beat your egg whites anyway, is you're adding air to make them fluffy. So they're getting fluffy. I can go ahead and add my 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar, like so. We're not making a meringue or anything, so you don't have to add any sugar to this part because you have the sugar in the other part of the cake. And the fluffier and more stiff they get, the whiter it will look rather than clear and bubbly. And so it's getting really close to being ready to add the other part to it. So what you can do to check and see that your egg whites are as stiff as you need them is to pick up your beater and see if it forms a peak, and it does, as you can see. I'm going to beat mine just another few seconds, like 30 more seconds, And just to make sure it's as stiff as I want it to be and it has a lot of air added into it. And that ought to be good. Wasn't a full 30 seconds, but that's okay. You don't have to time me. I'm just approximating times anyway on that stuff. All right, so my egg whites are done. So now what I need to do is get a spoon like this, a large enough spoon. I can get my beaters out of this. I'll use those later for the filling. All right, now you want to take your batter and you want to pour it in a thin stream over this while you fold. Okay? You want it to get mixed, combined well. All right, without knocking out too much air from your egg whites. In other words, the reason you do it this way is you don't want to just dump it all in there because it will deflate your egg whites. And that is not going to let your cake be as fluffy as you want it to be. So add a little bit in, fold it together like so, and then add some more. Make sure that you're folding it in well so that you don't have little clumps of white left once you get done and ready to put it into your pan. And you just keep doing this. I'm almost done. I've almost added all of it. Okay, a bit more. We're almost there. Keep stirring. Folding, folding, folding. Like so. And we're almost done. A couple of more folds should get it. A lot of times people will stir their egg whites up too vigorously when they're mixing these things in. You want to mix it well, but you don't want to beat all your air back out of your batter, your egg whites that you put in there. So now we can pour the rest of it in and mix it all together. All right, so now I gotta fold this all up. Now I'm gonna use a 10-inch tube pan for this, and because it's got such a high content of egg whites with 7 beaten stiff egg whites, you don't use any preparation on your pan. You want an ungreased, clean, like tube pan to make this cake in. All right, that is well mixed, and you can see how it looks all light and fluffy already. Okay, so now we'll pour it into our pan. Scrape in your bowl and get it all in there, like so. And that's good. Now then, my oven is finished preheating. You heard it beep, so now we take it over. We put it in. We're gonna set our timer for 65 minutes. It should take between 60 and 70 minutes. We're gonna do 65 and see how it is. And while we're allowing that to happen, we're gonna go ahead and make our filling while that's baking. Okay, so I'm gonna get all that ready and we'll be right back. All right, y'all, we're back and we're ready to make our filling now. So what we're gonna do is make this lemon filling and we're gonna set it aside to cool while our cake finishes baking. And then after that, we'll come back and show you how we assemble it. So what you're gonna need for this part, I already told you, but I'm gonna tell you again. You need 1.5 cups of sugar, and then you need 3 tablespoons of cornstarch and 3 tablespoons of flour, and I just went ahead and mixed those together. You're also gonna need a teaspoon of lemon zest or lemon extract and 1/3 cup of lemon juice and 1.5 cups of water and a dash of salt. So I've got my sugar with my dash of salt in the pan already. So now I got to mix in the cornstarch and flour with it, like so. And we're going to stir all that up real quick. All right. Now we can mix in our water. You want to make sure it gets smooth. So you just mix it in like that, making sure that you're kind of making it as smooth as you can. It'll get more smooth as it cooks. All right, so now I'm going to turn on my heat to medium-high heat. And what I want is for it to start getting thickened and bubbly. So you can take these, like if you get these little balls of flour or whatever, cornstarch, you can just smash them on the side of the pan to flatten them out. And like I say, as it starts to thicken up and cook, they'll start to dissolve more as you stir it. All right, so now that we've combined all that, we're just gonna sit here and cook it until it gets thickened and bubbly. And then whenever we're done with that part, we'll come back and we'll also need our 3 egg yolks to go in it too. So I'll show you how to do that as soon as this gets thickened. We'll be right back. All right, y'all, as you can see, our mixture has become thickened and bubbly now. So I can turn the heat down just a little bit. And what I'm going to do is take my egg yolks, which I already beat. It's 3 egg yolks beaten. Okay. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of my mixture to this. Okay. And then I'm going to stir that up like so to combine those really good. Now I'm going to return this to the whole mixture. And then I'm going to reduce the heat some more. And I'm going to cook it like this for like a minute or so. Not real long. Because it might not even be a whole minute. You just want to cook it for a few more seconds or a minute until it gets nice and thickened and glossy, and that's the way it looks. So it's good. We're going to turn it off of the heat. Move it over off of the heated area. And now we add our 1 teaspoon of lemon zest. And our 1/3 cup of lemon juice. And then we just stir that all up together. Till it's combined. And it just takes a second to get it mixed really good. All right, I'm going to remove it from the stove, and I'm just going to set it over here on this wire rack and let it cool down so that it's cooled down enough to where when our cake is ready and cooled down, we can assemble. That's all there is to your lemon filling. So once our cake is ready and we're ready to cut it up and assemble, we'll show you and we'll be back then. See you soon. All right, y'all, our cake is done. It took 65 minutes and then it is completely done. I took it out of the pan and it's been cooling for a while. So the next step is we want to assemble it, and we cut it into 3 sections, and then we put it on our cake plate and we layer it up. with our filling. So I'm going to show you that part. So I have one of these cake cutters. If you don't have one, you can just use a long knife. But what I do is I'll just start it back and forth like so, because I want it to go through. Sometimes it doesn't want to go. It's a sponge cake, so you have to kind of just keep being persistent and you'll get it. And it's going, it's going, it's going, it's going. All right. Now I'm going to take this part down. I'm going to slide this part over and put this on my serving plate. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and move this and get ready to slice my other piece. You just want to make sure that you get it even on both sides, and then you do the same process again. And like I said, if you don't have one of these, that's okay. You can just use a knife. Sometimes it's easier to get it started with a knife. Just keep going. Not the easiest thing in the world, but okay. Then I've got my 3 sections. I'm going to set this piece aside like that. That's the center piece. Now I'm going to take this section, take some of our lemon filling that we made earlier, and we're just going to put some on here all around. Like so. And we want to save enough for everywhere else. Then I'm going to take my little smoothing knife and just smooth it all around like this. Okay, now we'll put our second layer on. And repeat. Put our filling on it. And then we'll smooth it again. And it's okay if it drips down. It does not matter. And we'll put our third layer back on. And we're going to put more filling on top, like a topping this time. Like so. Then I'm going to take it, smooth it all around again, and it's okay if it drops down in the center and down the sides. It's just more lemon yumminess to go around everywhere. All right, and now I'm just going to sprinkle powdered sugar over it. Just dust it. Like so. And that's all there is to it. Lemon chiffon cake with lemon filling from Nini's Texas Kitchen. So now I think we should try a small slice. What do you guys think? All right. Plate, fork, and a knife to slice it. We don't want a huge one. All right, here we go. There's your layers. Looks pretty good. You can see the little air holes and how light a sponge is because it's a chiffon cake. So I'm going to try it now. That's perfect. If you like my video making lemon-filled lemon chiffon cake, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Share this video with your friends. And I really appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to go back and watch my other videos. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and that notification button. And we'll see y'all next time in Nini's Texas Kitchen.